That day is today. Bayern Munich is going to be hosted by Arsenal at the Emirates. And I remind you, there are not going to be fans into that stadium. And Bayern Munich looks like they're really so much not having what we call the 12th player that is supposed to be the fans. Welcome to this channel, Rokani Media Football. It is good morning. This is the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having fun wherever you go. This is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is concerned. I'm here to let you know that we are doing the probable starting 11 for the side of Bayern Munich. I told you that after I've gone ahead to know the traveling squad for the side of after I've gone ahead on this traveling squad for the side of Bayern Munich, I'll come up and obviously let you know exactly what I think the starting 11 of Bayern Munich is gonna be. And courtesy of the Bayern Munich, website, we've gone ahead to obviously get the traveling squad for the side of Bayern Munich, and here it comes to obviously go down in here to obviously bring you how everything is really panning out and which players have gone ahead to travel for the side of Bayern Munich already in London to obviously face off the side of Arsenal. The traveling squad includes Manuel Neuer, Peretis, and Ureich. Those are the three goalkeepers. The defenders: Upamecano, Kimmich, Delete, Joshua Kimmich. I think they're not in particular order. Let me just read the names. Upamecano is a defender. Kimmich is a central defender. Delete is a central defender. Kimmich can play as a right back. He can play also as a midfielder. Gnabry, left forward or right forward. Goretzka, he can play as a central midfielder. Asidium and a double pivot. Then Roy Keane, center forward. Leroy Sane, right or left forward. Kingsley Coleman is a right or left forward. Choupo-Moting is a center forward. Dyer is a central defender, and then Bran, don't know exactly plays. Davies, Alfonso, that is the left back. Guerrero, left back. Thomas Müller, he plays in every front position of the pitch. Konrad Laimer can play as a central midfielder. He can play as a right back. Antel, center forward. Mazurui, right back. Musiala, he can play as a central attacking midfielder. He can play as a left forward. He can play as a right forward. And Pavlovic is a midfielder who has just returned from injury. That is the traveling squad for the side of Bayern Munich that went ahead to touch down in London. They went ahead to train at the Emirates, and now they are really getting ready for the tie of Arsenal as they get hosted at the Emirates, a stadium where Arsenal is going to have to beat every team in the Champions League. Remember, they first played PSV. They beat PSV by 4-0. And they went ahead to host Sevilla. They beat Sevilla by 4-0, and then RC Lens swallowed 6. FC Porto swallowed 1. Out of the 4 games, they've gone ahead to win all the games at home in the Champions League, and Bayern comes in through to face it rough there for you. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Tomorrow is Eid Mubarak, and obviously you people are really going to be having fun wherever you are. Now, allow me start it off in style with the starting 11 that is really probable in there for you. We start off with the system that Bayern Munich uses always. It's always a 4-2-3-1, but remember Chelsea went ahead to play a back 3, and I won't be shocked if at all he comes in with a back 3 at the Emirates, like 3 central defenders, 3 central defenders, 2 wing backs, 3 midfielders, and 2 center forwards. I think he can come up with that to factor out the way of really making it hard for the side of Arsenal to break them down, because Arsenal can really break everything down. We go to the pitch and see how players are going to be really given a go into this game. The goalkeeper, he returns from injury. I don't think that Manuel Neuer can really stay on the bench. Manuel Neuer is going to be the goalkeeper in between the stitches at Emirates as this side takes on Arsenal. Very good goalkeeper, press resistant, sweeper goalkeeper, and he really has a lot into the game. And in a game like this, you would obviously want him to be at his best, because you anticipate that Arsenal is going to put them onto the sword, and Manuel Neuer has to be to his best to save his team from not swallowing very many goals in there. We go to the right back. I think it's going to be Joshua Kimmich. Mazuri returns from injury, but I don't think Mazuri is going to start, because in a game of this magnitude, can you risk a player who has just gone to return from injury, especially in the central defense, and obviously offer him a goal? I think it's not really good for a player like him. So I think it should be Joshua Kimmich there for you. Then the left back, Alphonso Alves. For me, he's the best left back in the world. Though his numbers are really lacking, especially in assists and goals. But when you look at how he plays, he's a towering of a lad, press resistant, has the physique, going forward is good, and I think he just deserves to get a better system that will help him suit, into well, and you'll see how he thrives. That's why Real Madrid are interested in him to come in through to be the replacement of Marcelo. Ever since Marcelo left Real Madrid, they haven't gone ahead to get a decent left back. Mendy is not doing the job as is supposed to be done. We go to the right central defender. In the central defense, I don't see Kim Min-jae and Eric Dyer coming into the picture to start. I think it's going to be Upamecano and Matthias de Ligt. Those two are really going to come up to start. I think Matthias de Ligt is going to be played onto the left side of the central defense, and Upamecano is going to be played onto the right side of the central defense. There have been reports that Upamecano is not going to be given a very huge go because he really had a very bad game over the weekend, but I think the manager just loves him a lot. Loves him die, like the French manager really loves him. Then we go to the central midfield. That means they're going to play with a double pivot, and I think it's going to be Goretzka and Konrad Laimer to play in the double pivot for the side of Bayern Munich. I think that's how everything is going to be up. Konrad Laimer and Goretzka, they're going to be played into that double pivot. I think Pavlovic is good, but he's returning from injury. I don't know whether the manager can really risk him because in the recent games, he's the guy that Thomas Tuchel has always gone ahead to be playing into the double pivot alongside Goretzka there. So he might even say, I'm going to put Konrad Laimer as a right back and put Joshua Kimmich in the midfield. All else, get in Mazraoui. That is really hard for me to see Mazraoui start into the right back and Joshua Kimmich pushes into the midfield. But I think it's going to be Konrad Laimer and Goretzka. Right forward, I think this is where Kingsley Coleman comes into to obviously play part into this beautiful game of football. And then we are going to be having Serge Gnabry playing off the left attacking side of the midfield. Then in the center, it's obviously going to be Jamal Musiala. To me, I'm going to see the two best central attack midfielders in the world, Jamal Musiala and Martin Odegaard. It's really going to be a very, 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 very good encounter to see who really comes into play and do the needful into this beautiful game of football. That is none other than Jamal Musiala. Arsenal needs to obviously keep a keen eye on him because he's really great to feed this man who's going to be lead the line, known as Harry Kane. Harry Kane missed out onto the game that they played towards the end of the you remember those games they played before they went international break? I think he missed out like 1 or 2. He got injured, by the way. Then he came to England. He never played any of the games. He returned and he started off with Borussia Dortmund. They lost, and even they've gonna hit lose over the weekend, but has been playing very well and he never scored in the game of Bayern Munich, but in the weekend he scored a goal that was really very beautiful. He comes into the road to face a side that he has always gone ahead to score for fun. That is Harry Kane for you. Now, this side of Bayern Munich, that is the predicted starting 11, but there are battles you're going to enjoy into this game of football. One of the battles, it's going to be Gabriel Jesus or Gabriel Martinelli versus Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich is good, but I think these people are really having a very huge attack force. So Joshua Kimmich or Martinelli, Joshua Kimmich versus Martinelli or Gabriel Jesus is going to be one of those that we're really going to enjoy. Onto the right back position, as you see him there, that is Joshua Kimmich. First battle. Second battle is going to be Alphonso Alves and Bukayo Saka. Heated battle in there for you. Can Saka sit Alphonso Davies down? That is one of the questions that we are really waiting for Arsenal to answer. The other third battle is going to be Kai Havertz taking on Matthias de Ligt and Upamecano into that role. As you see there, it's really going to be a huge one to watch. So I just can't wait to see to it that we get this to the fullest. So that is it. As you look at it, that is the third battle. Fourth battle is going to be in the midfield. you know. The midfield of Bayern Munich is going to be having Konrad Laimer, Goretzka, and Jamal Musiala, right? That means the third battle is going to consist of Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. That's really going to be huge. The fifth battle that we're going to face into this game of football, Kings Coleman versus the left back of Arsenal. Is it going to be Zinchenko? Is it going to be Jakub Kiwior? Or it's going to be Tomiyasu? That's another battle that we are hugely going to watch. The other one, Benjamin White versus Serge Gnabry, a graduate from the Highland Academy, facing on a player they bought £50 million that is going to hit the ground running in the Premier League. That is what you're really having in there for you. So that is Serge Gnabry for you. You get Serge Gnabry for you. And the last battle is going to be in between Harry Kane versus the best central defense partnership in the Premier League, Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. That is it. So I think I'm going to hit to break it down very well. That is the probable starting 11 for the side of Bayern Munich as they take on Arsenal, and we're here to see how they're going to come up and obviously face off in a very huge way. I'm going to hit to let you know of the battles. If at all Leroy Sane gets in through to start, it's going to be Leroy Sane versus either Jakub Kiwior, Tomiyasu, or Zinchenko. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about the predicted starting 11 of Bayern Munich versus Arsenal. Who would you start? Who wouldn't you start? That's for the Bayern Munich fans. And for Arsenal fans, which Bayern Munich player are you really most afraid of into this game? Because they're going to come up hard to obviously take on the side of Arsenal with lots and lots and lots and lots of attacks that no one will even anticipate. So I've already gone ahead to give my verdict that Arsenal are going to emerge winners with a 3-0 win. That's what I'm going to hit to say. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but for now we out. Tell me your thoughts about it. And Rokani David is my name. This is the Rokani Media Football. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily, and continue to do the needful by going up with loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of comments. Don't forget to really subscribe because we want to hit 21,000 subscribers before the end of this week. I know we can. And I'm gonna come up after this video with what we call a combined 11. I know most of you are gonna hit to ask me about the combined 11. It's coming in through, and you're gonna enjoy it down there. After this video, the combined video is coming up. After the combined 11, I'm gonna come up and really do a live video about Thomas Tuchel and how he's afraid of this side of Arsenal, and what other pundits like Gary Neville have to say about this encounter that is really beautiful, and it's gonna be an eye-catching one in there for you. I'm out. Bye-bye. Good night those going to bed, and those waking up, good morning.